We got ourselves Team 1 together with Broad Gorge, Christina. We got ourselves Loco P. We got ourselves, oh my god, who it is? As well as Archeorc versus Team 2 together with Athaman. We got ourselves Daedra. We got ourselves Kiss God. We have Wargren as well as Advoy. Quite a lot of boys in here. And Athawoman gonna be first up as a Necro Lord. Big setup. The mage veering back and forth, trying to see if you can maybe... I think they're trying to go for a bit of an honor duel with one another. Aww. Ain't that cute? But the battle begins. Can't be all lovey-dovey in the battle. There's going to be adaptation immediately for Athaman, though. Touch your magic getting set up for OMG. Who this? That's going to be Shackle for the mage. Actually, letting the Shackle last for quite a while into Atha, building up quite a bit of necrotics, too. That's actually quite a decent setup. It's going to be big damage back to the mage, though. Trying to go for a knockback Arcana Sphere onto Atha. Big hammer getting thrown in. The Unholy Gavel, I think it's called. Whatever the covenant ability for Paladins as a Necrolord. Whatever that is. You never get to see it, dude. But it's basically like a Corrupted Judgment. And it has like a very Corrupted Judgment effect to it, right? But it's like a different type. It'll make your, especially if he's running the Legendary, you can Extempus Verdict, give a Divine Storm for free. In fact, it can be 2. You get 2 Divine Storms for free. Big old Touch of the Magic set up for OMG. Who is this? Try to go for a big go. That's going to be a big blaster zone to Athaman, a big barrage right after. That's going to be a massive Touch of the Magic slamming down, but the healing from the Paladin is back up and online. All the time is up for OMG. And it looks like he's actually going to cancel zone all the time just to get himself a big old Arcana Sphere versus Athaman. Big old hit, actually. Big barrage to follow, potentially. Got himself a bit of a shield. There's a lot of damage all in once for the mage. Trying to maintain the barrages and do as much damage as he can. That's a good setup, too. Playing that vent there, got himself the extra haste bar from Nadia. Also does have the port where he can go for like a big old port with Nadia with a disorient most likely. Athawoman setting up for some big damage themselves little by little. Waddling over to OMG. Who's this? Is going to be Poly into immediate trinket. I think that was adaptation trinket. Big old gavel thrown at OMG. Who's this? Big proc available for Atho. Almost burning through that full shield. Setting up full Mirrors of Torment onto Athawoman. Spells and auto attacks are going to trigger all these mirrors, and eventually these mirrors are going to do a ton of damage. Touch the magic and set up onto Athawoman, maybe lots of damage at the end. Actually quite a significant amount of damage, but he also got some bit of a bite back at the mage as well, locking him out on Holy, trying to make those missiles work, but a Fleshcraft is going to stop a lot of that barrage damage. OMG Who's This has plenty of mana. Those missiles are quite expensive to cast, but he's trying to maintain himself mana-wise as best as he can. Trying to see if he can door out of that. Trinket is used for the Hammer of Justice. All the time is used for the Paladin Dami. That was a full wreck available and everything. The Wreck Storm, dude. As OMG is looking for a bit of maybe a repositional with Door of Shadows. Does get himself a bit of a repositional with a slow onto Athawoman. Trying to see if he maybe can get himself some arcane power rolling. Another poly get it set up. It is going to be full non-DR poly. Mirrors of Torment does give OMG Who's This a lot of procs, by the way. Big damage with the Arcane missiles, though. Arcane Blast actually did quite a lot. Shackles rolling onto Athaman is going to necrotic a lot of that health, but also do damage over time. And the mage goes poof. Oh my goodness. I guess it's Shield of Vengeance, maybe with a Tempest Verdict. All of it just came all at once. Actually just made the mage disappear. Mage just cast Invis and always. Oh god, actually, speaking about cast Invis, Archeor just. What is this burst? What just happened? I'm sorry, what just happened? Both of them just blew up. I swear to god, I was paying attention on the screen. My brain couldn't process what just happened. But first, first, Seamark just had the Shackle, Shield of Vengeance, Templars, and Divine Storm just pow. All at once. And then Archeor just walked up to Athaman and then pa. Oh no, dude. Oh no, that's a lot of damage, man. That's burst. I was so shocked. My goodness. I'll probably get to play and die to a defensive for real. I think he might have hit you with someone else too. I think it was the Templars with the Divine Storm combo, but maybe that was all Shield of Vengeance. You might have been right on that. Yeah, it's a little rough, isn't it? Definitely a little rough. Worgen trying to see if he might be able to get away from Arky or trying to go for a kites. Freezing traps are going to go through. Is going to trick it out of it, disrupting a man advantage. Might even be an early turtle shell out of Worgen if our hero can just keep on his trail. Worgen is going to have to deal with the Earth Elemental though, so getting a freezing trap onto Arky is going to be harder, especially with that Earth Elemental constantly in his face. So setting up a good old freezing trap is going to be pretty rough. Lob and nade super far away at Arky, dude. Those things just go, dude. He got an arm. That boy got an arm to him. Maybe a freezing trap getting set up here. Nope, we're going to just continue to run. It's going to be a steel trap. Can throw a freezing trap immediately on him. Might be able to maybe get himself a bit of a reset from Earth Elemental. Does get the pet to taunt the Earth Ellie. So he's able to get himself at least a little bit of a manic bandage. We'll see how it works out, man. No, it was SOV. Was it really? That was just all shield? That's actually nuts. I swear to God, I thought it was like extra abilities, but just shield popped on you, and that's, man, that's rough. Worgen does have an Earth Elemental beating up on him, so if anything, it won't let him get a full reset, but it will keep him in combat. Big Sunder is Worgen trying to see if he can peel out of it. Ascendance available for Arky. One Wind Strike does a ton of damage there. And most likely going to be a freezing trap waiting for him around the corner. Does he grounding totem? Does he chance it? You just can't really tell if there's a trap waiting for him around the corner. I think Wargren does freeze the pet though, so that's perfect for Arky. You walk by Wargren though, no! He needs to go so and juke his way over there. The Earth Elemental needs to get in combat. No, got the pet in with a flame shock. That's exactly what he needed. Wargren unable to get himself a full re-heal. That's freezing trap is going to be waiting for him. Most likely freezing trap. Why he's in this? Nope. Looks like Wargren is actually just going to go for full mobility. Getting the hell out of there. No freezing trap waiting for Arky, I don't think. It's going to get him some Door of Shadows as well. Making sure to keep flame shock on the pets, so no camo. Freezing trap is definitely going to come into play. Freezing trap is definitely going to come into play. He just needs to be careful when he drops the grounding totem. Feign death for a second. Could be freezing trap here. Sunder into Wargren. Stun. And most likely going to be a freezing trap right after this, isn't it? 100%, dude. There's no way there isn't. Worgen has not used it so far. Just a silence and a slow onto Arky. Is there a flame shock on Worgen? He needs to get a flame shock on the guy. Definitely freezing trap around the corner. Did he ground it? No, he used grounding somewhere else. Does Worgen get the full camo? Got himself acceleration. At 46% dampening, is quite low amount of healing. Or he just has him on the ropes just a bit. He just needs to get an inch. He just needs to grab that extra inch and pull. That's all he's got to do. Grounding totem is available. If he can just time that freezing trap and a grounding totem perfectly, he'll be in a great spot. Wargren has no health. Freezing trap, 100%. Grounding, he's streaking it. It's fine. The boy made it. No grounding for that one, but at least he had a trinket for that one. So he's A-okay. Actually A-okay. Kisgod is going to be up next, giving Arkywork a little bit of an opportunity to get himself a bit of a recovery, regen, so he can go and have himself a hell of a play. GG, dude. That was a rough one. That was a rough one. Seraphim up and running for Kisgod. Not able to get stunned by totem for Arky. Full damage for Kisgod and does take him down. Full Seraphim wreck bomb everything, dude. Just dropping it all down on the boy. Blood Gorge is up next. This is an Unholy DK versus Kisgod, who just popped a lot of his cooldowns offensively. Blood Gorge is Unholy should be able to do quite a lot here, actually. Hopefully. Maybe. Potentially. Probably. Possibly. Kisgod, Shield of End, who's popping really early on. Big blind on Blood Gorge as well as the majority of those pets. The Army of the Dead does just jump to Kisgod, trying to make the damage happen. He's actually turning attention on the army. I don't think he has enough damage to actually kill any of those pets. Big stun from the main pets into a slow from the Chain of Ice. Abomination is looking to get a couple chunks of flesh from Kisgod, but looks like he might not be able to. Does disappear. Full grippy hand available for Blood Gorge and a bubble available for Kisgod. Blood Gorge does hold on to IBF, AMS, AMZ. Most likely Lichborn with Death Coils is going to sacrifice his main pet into a Flesh Scout, just trying to get himself as much self-heal as possible. He's going to resummon his pet ASAP though. Is going to get that resummon. There he goes. Kisgod, better be careful, especially with those necrotic wounds, because that's going to be Mortal Strike effect for you to deal with, but also any of that healing you do while you're necrotic out is going to just end up healing Blood Gorge. It is 59% dampening, but it's still going to end up healing him quite a bit. And I wonder if Blood Gorge is playing the necrotic wounds. I would imagine he is. Maybe he's also playing the one where Virulent Plague, every time a target is healed while they have Virulent Plague, a portion of the healing goes to Blood Gorge as well. or replicate to Blood Gorge. So he can just be a heal god. We know he's playing Spell Warden, as the blue AMS shield does get proc. That's going to be a full anti-mag, bicycle protection for Kisgod, but Blood Gorge just has plenty of dot damage, plenty of shadow damage going through him. Daedra up next is Demonology, playing that Shivara pet, so he's going to get a stun to Blood Gorge immediately. Mortal Coil right after, trying to set up a Decimator Bolt, does get interrupted on it. Could go for Hand of Gul'dan, going to go for Bile Scourge Bombers instead. Anti-Magic Zone protecting Blood Gorge for the time being. But the Felguard is going to do plenty of damage. Let's go to be Lichborn, trying to get himself death coils. Shivara trying to make some damage happen. While Shivara is up, it doesn't do as much damage, I don't think, as a Felguard. But it does allow Daedra more Shadow Flame damage. So any kind of damage, fire, shadow flame, all that should be a lot stronger. Daedra tried to set themselves up some shadow bolts. It looks like that's actually doing quite a bit of damage. Blood Gorge is taking less damage from magic, but the physical damage is still full through. Trying to go for a full summon Doggos, but Doggos aren't insta. It does take down Blood Gorge at almost no health. Lockup and Copium up next, was Daedra still has to burn through. Daedra and Advoy. Advoy being destruction, so it's a bit more of an even match between the specs, as Lockup is Destro himself. They're just trying to go for a bit of a flash guy, sending his Shivara around the corner versus Loco P. Could go for the Succubus CC if you wanted to. Gonna be Cataclysm. And Daedra kind of poking out for a second, pulling his pet back. Daedra is playing a playstyle by the looks of it, where he does increase the damage of his pet whenever he does damage, and when his pet does damage, it increases his damage, which is actually not a bad combo with the Shivara build. Although Loco P looking to kill that Shivara ASAP. He's just nuking that thing down. Does Daedra have an insta summon? I think Locopi is going to be his play. Insta summon comes out immediately. Might have to go and nuke down the pet for Locopi Copium. Better be careful of his pet in terms of his health. Shadow Fury from around the corner. Cataclysm literally used Locopi Copium, focusing down on that pet. Literally just trying to kill the Shivara before anything else goes down. Insta casting it, everything. Shadow Burn. There it goes. Daedra's actually out in the open without a paddle. No Shivara to give him the extra damage buffs. Gonna be a Furious trying to get himself a Tyrant up and running. He needs to do something here. Does get an interrupt on a Chaos Bolt. Needs to go for another setup with his pet. Wall has been used. Trying to see if he can summon Shivara. Is gonna banish the interrupt pet. Trying to summon Shivara. Locopi is waddling towards him. Could maybe see him. Is gonna throw a Mortal Coil at the boy. Daedra does not have a reflect, so not much she can really do about it. Try to see if he can create himself good enough line of sight that the pet doesn't interrupt. He might be okay. Does have the Skull Flags going through. It looks like the interrupt goes through somehow. I have no idea how that happened, but it does go through. Actually, unfortunate. He killed him through Fleshcraft? Wait, did you just kill him through Fleshcraft? I don't understand what just happened. Did that Fleshcraft even do anything? Hello? It's me. Hey Blizzard, it's me. Is Fleshcraft bugged or something? What just happened? Can you just burn through the Fleshcraft? Is it like certain spells can just go through it? Weird. It looked like he had a lot of the shield, but then his health is the one that's dropping. Gonna be Infernal for Infernal, actually. Advoy getting hit with a Succubus. You see the Infernal does break it. Locopi uses mobility to get the hell out of dodge, while Advoy going for a banish on the Infernal instead. Try to see if he can waddle towards Locopi Copium. Mortal Coil getting thrown out. Does have reflect, but couldn't reflect early enough. That's going to be a banish interrupted. Casbell getting set up for Advent with a wall. Double Casbell to follow. Where's the Locopi? Taking lots of damage there. Has a port available. He's going to reset a pet and go for an interrupt pet instead of the Succubus. Banish is coming out for both of the pets. Does actually interrupt Advo on his banish. Locopi has reflect of his own. While Advo is interrupted. Big on flag at the end. Does take him out. Actually, just huge amount of damage there for that boy. Man, just about everybody got to play this game, huh? Awesome, boys. Awesome. Pretty good, pretty good.